clever at all.
Yeah, that was
just tasteless humor. Do I even call it humor? Just tasteless. Tasteless nothing.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We would never, as casters, stoop to something so low as fart humor. I want everybody to know I have no control over the sound effects that come over this cast. Welcome to Game 3, everybody, of OG versus Evil Geniuses. As we have a Slardar pickup against Animage, a classic counter pick to the AM, which I don't have the stats to back this up. I'm a little unprepared here, Avery, but I feel like AM has been a pretty potent hero, so I like to see an old school counter to it.
Actually, I think his win rate was pretty bad.
Well, I feel like he's been strong.
Okay, well.
Can't see, the stats don't matter when I say it that way.
Stats also don't lie. As you're looking up those stats. Now you're trying to see how big of a fool you looked. Sam's looked okay. The thing about the AM in this tournament is he's been early picks so much. It skews so much of the game because he ends up playing against a lot of bad matchups, primarily bad carry matchups, so he has to kind of just power through those. So maybe in that sense he has looked good, if he's been able to still do okay versus a lot of counter picks.
20 games, 35% win rate.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He has not done that well. I think it's just a product of teams are overconfident picking him, and he ends up in the hard games like I was saying. In this game, he only has to deal with one counter pick, and that's Slardar. It is a big one. It's going to make his lane a little rough. It's going to make the early fights tough. Honestly, though, I feel like the biggest problem in this game for EG might end up being the puck. We've seen BZM pop off on this hero, but this is another puck game where what's the lockdown for him? A Doom? Good luck casting Doom on this puck when he gets the third or fourth item Lincolns. Even before then, it's not the easiest.
Yeah.
That's your only disable. You have Vortex. I mean, do you have to go Orchid Storm or something in this game?
I was just about to ask that question. Like, do you dare think about that? What if Yuragi goes in Orchid? Is that grief to do it on carry?
Well, that doesn't help him with puck. Unless
yeah,
Orchid is so. I mean, that would be grief if he started Orchiding his own mid.
What about the
grief.
AM goes Orchid?
All right, now you're just trying to save your dog AM stat. There's no salvaging it.
35%.
And how nice do you think it feels to play Clockwork into a double melee lane?
Oh, yeah.
That's a Clock player's dream. Every battery guaranteed. Every cog a dream.
Yeah, especially when Matthew has to do these pulling shenanigans, too.
Boots first primal.
Hey, buddy.
He might. He's not going to die here. It's going to be close.
Nice little joke around the trees, though. Dodges a lot of damage for that one.
I mean, double melee lane, they first phase these heroes. Upside is they got that AM pick, but the downside is it going to be good enough to carry the game? Bakaz is getting bashed early, and he's going to be getting bashed often. They have no real way to combat the Slardar on this lane, even if they get through the mana burn. Bash, no care mana.
Okay, so they don't really have good ways to be able to stop Puck from going on a rampage, and they have inherently slow heroes. I was thinking about this. When you have like kind of greedier cores, sometimes your supports can make up for that. Is IO better with greedy cores, or like how does that work exactly? Because he can enable the Storm Spirit and power him up to be stronger earlier. So does that mean he's not as greedy because he's able to play a little bit more active? Jeez, that was close.
Oh, look out. No, that is the age-old question, right? What does an IO really want? I'm asking you.
I don't know, obviously.
Okay. My feeling in all of the patches that have been IO patches, which is pretty much every patch for the last 8 years.
And you guys were an IO specialist team.
Well, yeah, MSS was a pretty good IO player.
Yep.
I think this hero thrives when your cores bring Disable to the table, they bring Catch to the table,
okay,
and they do pretty well out of lanes. Those are the general three things I always want with IO lineups, because if I feel like if you have that, then the IO can just enable them to run the game over. If you fall behind in lanes with those cores that are your playmakers, the IO doesn't really help you get back. Your cores are weaker than enemy cores, and you're buffing up a weaker core, which feels a little bad. And at the same time, if you lack catch or stuns, a lot of times these IO lineups just get run around on the map. They get run around in the team fights. It can be hard to just latch on to people. I think one of the best combos of all time was IO Mars, because I think Mars gives it all to you.
Oh, BZM stole that. He got double water runes. Oh, no, he didn't. Matthew was on the other side, so he's going to protect that one.
Yeah, there's no way you're giving double rune to BZM here. That's just asking for it. He's going to man up and just take the fight.
It was a pretty cool move by BZM,
Good
though.
try. So in general, that's where I think this EG IO lineup lacks a lot in terms of the initiation and the stun, which means they can get kited around these fights. It's going to give Puck a good game. Even Slardar just running through the engagement if it's ever a river fight, going to be pretty nice for him. So yeah, I think they do have some difficulties to overcome, and I think I would favor OG a little bit here in this game.
I was just thinking about that fact because somebody's got to be, like, if they are going to lose lanes, and I'm presuming because it's going to be pretty well threatened by this Slardar in lane, you do kind of need somebody to be the playmaker. And I was just, IO Storm Sphere, it's a classic pairing.
IO Storm can help you with the playmaking just by buffing up the mana pool enough that you can just chase people down.
Right.
So you can bypass a little lack of catch. That's pretty nice. It's kind of like the IO Lesh. IO Lesh doesn't need as much catch because you're super high MS and you just run people down on the map and they have to run away from you, so you just out-farm them.
Okay.
IO Storm works a little differently in that you're not running people down, but you're just capitalizing on the fact you can just keep jumping, keep refilling the mana, making more plays on the map, and picking them apart. That's what I would look to have happen for this EG lineup. It has to be through C-Smile here. He is the bulwark of this early and mid game. You're going to have to play through him. Combine your supports around the Storm, ideally with power runes, and not let the Puck gain an advantage. Because if Puck starts killing your Storm with early coil, getting early power runes, this game is going to crumble really fast.
Taiga may not have gotten any of that CS, but he took half the experience, and that is super annoying for the Storm Spirit, who was just trying to get his level 6 before he returned to lane. Instead, BZM may have a kill opportunity here, especially if the support is around.
Level 6 rune will spawn bottom illusion.
It's a Siege Wagon wave. They want to be able to pressure him here.
Bring
they have
everybody.
the TP coming in from Yuragi, and that is enough. Well played, OG. Make a big rotation. Whisper to try and offset this.
Yeah, eat the catapult.
Eats the catapult.
Power pressure, but he's not getting much else.
Yeah.
Did go Hurricane this game, or maybe not win it, but he has it. And that'll be pretty nice versus a lot of this OG lineup in terms of Sprout, Cogs, all these small disables outside of that coil. Something to keep in mind this game. You might keep it for a long time. We've seen this Hurricane rise in priority for Dooms across the globe. Early rotation.
Gets the Rubik. Did not immediately kill him, but they'll get him eventually.
A little extra assist gold going Pakaz's way and relieving some of that Slardar 1v1 potential. And these are the types of early moves you can make with the Storm IO and not get punished as hard as you can just regen his mana straight back up.
Do you like his idea here of going the Vanguard to alleviate some of that pressure? And then I assume he's going to disassemble it for Battle Fury?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you always go this Vanguard on AM in most of the games we're seeing, unless there's some really free lane that is just not getting contested. But again, you have to remember this AM is basically getting counterpicked in all these games, so I think it's pretty rare. You can just disassemble it for the Battle Fury anyway. I feel like it pays itself back. It helps you in the fights if you want to join an early engagement off a TP or something. Sure. And versus Slardar, it's going to just buff your EHP by a huge margin. I
like how that average time was so weird because obviously if you don't go the Vanguard early, then you're not getting it until you want Abyssal Blade. So,
I mean, that's just saying he got it really fast.
Yeah. So you're either getting it at 6 minutes or you're getting it at 30 minutes. There is no in between.
It's also nice a lot of these anti-mages are going more stats early. We're seeing double circlet build, multiple branches, just load up the slots with the stats. Well, if you get early Vanguard on top of all the stats, I mean, it makes your Vanguard better.
Sure.
Yeah, quite a little thing, but it adds up. Honestly, lane's not going too bad for EG. Like, Doom's at the top after a double melee lane. Burst that Furion. Not too shabby, especially when he had the TP in mid for that catapult eat. And your AM is still sitting bottom, so that's a good sign for EG. The longer you can stay in these lanes that maybe get worse over time, the happier you're going to be. Especially versus a lane dominator like Slardar. Rubik's not the best support at just accelerating the kill potential. So EG getting a decent amount out of this lane. But it will come at some point where you just amp up this AM and he does not want to sit there forever. If some threat can come through off a Furion teleport or Puck rotation, that's that EG just going to make the first move and gank for the second time on this Slardar lane.
The panel actually wanted this exact play. I think they said they wanted to see these rotations catch DM and shut him down as much as possible because he was the biggest threat to this anti-mage. And that does seem to be the game plan here for Evil Geniuses.
It's also really nice when you can shut down Slaughter, because this hero does not farm incredibly fast until he has that Mask of Madness or his first farming item.
Yeah.
So the more you delay that, he's kind of just sitting down here, hitting creeps one at a time, and it just pushes him farther back where AM's going to accelerate off this nice laning phase they set up for him. On top of that, you got there before BZM did. That was a gank OG were looking to commit on the anti-mage, so by going there, you're also dissuading this aggression from them.
Witchblade is pretty dangerous on this puck, but okay, still has the chance to be able to catch Matthew. Coil snaps, actually, but they're going for the kill onto the Storms here instead. The IO's going to be able to help him out, though. Big heal. And now the turn. Good thing for OG, though, that Yuragi didn't get caught. Because if he dies there as well, then that would have been something else.
Early mech timing for Whisper coming through big as they laugh off that puck kill. EG willing to defend their lanes and defend the Storm and the AM early in this game, giving a lot of space to the Furion, but honestly, it's worth it because you just want these cores to have as good an early game as you can. It's going to set up the fights. The one good thing about this puck matchup versus the AM is you can always pop them with that ult. So maybe you don't have the stuns, but you might not need too many stuns if you're in a good position. You can just jump in and man avoid them off of Vortex.
Yeah. Now, a lot of times we don't see the puck, or excuse me, the IO, the one going the mech. We actually still have like a core that's getting it, but I like it even more this game because Panda obviously wants Soul Ring to help out the Storm Spirit Mana Battery, and then I guess Healing Locket or Glimmer Cape or something.
Probably Soul Ring Locket. I think that's the play. Locket is still pretty nice on this hero. Honestly, it's not that worse than mech. It just super depends on your core matchups. The extra mana is going to be really nice this game. And another ult committed for Primal Beast that does not land the kill. It's a lot of resources committed for OG. They smoked for that, committed hook shot and this coil, and got nothing. Time equals wasted as Whisper continues to devour the map. And Pakaz is still sitting down here. He's amped. This is kind of your green light to gank this AM, kill him, push him out of the lane. Instead, he's pushing your Slaughter out of lane. Yeah,
and this is all because of his stat build-up. The Vanguard into Treads, not trying to rush a Battle Fury or anything, which, you know, I'm a terrible carry player. My thought process would have been, oh, I'm going to rush Battle Fury so I can leave lane as soon as possible. But Bakaz has the opposite idea.
That's why you're sitting here with me.
Absolutely. And another gank. Boy, DM cannot catch a break here.
They got the silence.
They do manage to get the hook shot to follow it up, too. So this time, they'll punish the rotations from EG. Whisper pops out, gets pulled into the cogs, and hurricanes himself out of it.
Awkward TP for him. I think he would have been really happy just staying bottom after that engagement dies.
Yeah.
And very clutch silence by BZM. They needed to get this AM kill or at least kick him out of this lane based on how those ganks were going. His Slaughter has been significantly set back. And EG have the levels on their supports. Matthew found him off of taking mid for a long time while the Storm was off lane. DM back. Do you want to fight with these early amps? BZM might. He is invis. Oh, some Courier revenge from last game. Yeah, how's it feel? Not so good. They're going to jump the
he zipped him on the orb jaunt. BZM does have a coil, but he may not get a chance to use it. Phase shift, another orb, but no.
The early group up. Just punishing OG in these fights.
Yeah, they just bring 5 heroes to any of these engagements. I guess that's one way to stop the Furion trying to get the numbers advantage on you.
I don't think Jiragi's joined anything, right? He has ult up as well.
Well, he's tried. I mean, he joined that bottom lane, but he also joined that one jungle fight that was terrible.
EG playing this early game pretty well. I do feel like OG had some decent lane matchups, but if you make the moves first, you just bring the numbers. Lane matchups don't mean a damn. Now you're in a decent position. Keep playing around this Storm. He is going Orchid. Look at that.
Cool stuff.
That's some old school right there. And I think the IO enables it because he doesn't need to go some heavier mana item or some cheaper buildup. You can just go for the greedier lockdown that's going to make Puck's game as hard as possible. Not to mention it'll be decent versus Furion on the map. Even the clock when he hooks in, if you get a fast Orchid off, can stop that cog coming out for his other cores. I like it. Also, just decent right clicks with the IO overcharge. It's a significant amount of damage.
It's really concerning to me that OG have yet to be able to take this safe lane tower. mean, this is one of the things about Furion, right? They're early objectives. I mean,
just the ganks. The ganks set the starter so far back. He couldn't kick the AM out, and then that rotation isn't as easy. They decided to try and gank top or around mid with the puck, not towards that bottom lane, so AM didn't get kicked out from that either. There's just no move for Yuragi to TP into, and it does feel a little slow. Ideally, when you get this pick going, you want to be kicking that hero out, taking that tower, collapsing the map in for that mid rotation that Yuragi wants to be able to join.
Hook shot.
Not close to happening.
Catch the IO, but he has a tether to be able to separate because thinking about it, instead they're just going to turn on a Chu. Telekinesis will stop him. Now he blinks forward, goes for it. Chu, his mana is mostly gone. Doesn't go for the mana void just yet. Storm Spirit is going to be able to jump onto BZM again, and now the mana void goes to work.
3-man coil to sit in the grave. As once more, EG are just bringing the numbers to these fights, man.
Whoa, he actually went for that because are they going to relocate? Yeah.
They sure damn are.
Boy, DM.
Grease them up before they go back. Whisper. Whisper.
Hey. In the end.
There we go. Got to get that double mana value.
Is there anything else you could do as a starter? I don't think there is, right? Like, you can hit some neutrals very slowly.
You can farm Ancients. That's what Amar did on this hero. Doesn't feel as good as hitting heroes, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a whole lot of heroes that are showing on lanes, just in general, right now for OG.
You know, something else that makes this a worse starter meta is Greaves being so popular. Greaves is pretty nice for starter. Not only is it a dispel, you get the armor on the low HP heroes that he has to commit in for. Just a hard item for him to fight into. So fast Greaves on Whisper plus this fast Battle Fury Vanguard because you're set up to nullify a lot of this starter's impact going into that mid game. He's just going to go Crimson as well. That's going to negate a brutal amount of damage here. Orchid up for Storm Spirit as Bakaz is running down more than just CS.
Counter TP. Matthew got a little too aggressive there trying to catch BCM, who had a haste rune, so you weren't going to be able to get him. And Smile dies as well.
Stolen Ball Lightning setting it up from the Rubik.
Nice.
And hasted BZM commits with the damage. That was your Orchid reveal on Storm that backfired. So OG striking back, finding something on this map after what felt like a lot of little wins for EG. Game is still very close. Whisper flies out of Midas.
Dude, I can't believe Whisper is still trying to hold this tower. After losing all those heroes,
he's tanky.
Hurricane's over to the side to TP out, but Taiga finds it with a Ball Lightning. So that kill on the Storm Spirit results in another.
He's living for a while.
He is living for a while. The tether goes off. That helps out. Panda does eventually die. Out? I mean, he doesn't have a blink tag or anything, and he doesn't have a TP, so I don't know how he keeps getting out.
Did it die? No deny.
No deny.
Did get Midas off during that engagement, so.
Also, I can't believe Taiga traded the Ball Lightning that he had for Hurricane.
I mean, he probably wanted something better.
Wouldn't.
Devour.
Devour.
The Rubik's Dream. The free Philosopher's Stone.
Steal his Midas.
I mean, Hurricane's not a bad spell. I don't know why you're hating on this spell.
Wow. I think Ball Lightning's just better, that's all. Nice cog push.
Nice
Orchid. The perfect Orchid timing. Whew. They were going to coil the AM with DM being this close. He would have blinked into a coiled AM and just beaten him to death. But see Smile, he strikes first.
This Orchid's already paid off. Well, honestly, just getting 1 or 2 clutch kills on his puck to kill his momentum in the game, incredibly valuable here. It's going to help you push into that late game, feel a lot more comfortable without this puck, dealing with your limited control. So I like this itemization. He has IO to boost up the mana pool, can go straight into Kai Assange, whatever he wants to do. And it's just going to scale really nicely in this game because you have Doom providing you all the ores as well. So early Roshan is going to be on the menu here for EG, despite OG having the Slardar Furion, who would want to take it. And Gleipnir Rush for Yuragi. This is an item where he wants to fight. You just got to get him involved at this point. If you're going to rush this item after a Midas, versus Storm, versus AM, where your opportunity to use the roots in the early game are limited, you better start it fast and not just waste your window.
It is super dangerous, though, when he doesn't have BKB. I mean, he just gets jumped by, like, he tries to join some sort of fight in the Storm Seer, or the AM isn't showing, and they see a Furion kind of naked, just sitting out there in the open. They pounce on him. I think he dies.
It is scary. I think you just have to rely on the amount of stuns you have. Like, you have Rubik Lift, you have a hookshot cog, you have silence and coil from the puck, you have Slaughter who can blink in and crush people. All 4 of your other heroes can bail you out with stuns and control in the early fights before EG get to BKBs, and then can just burst you during the spell immunity. That's what I'm saying. This window is a decent period for OG to fight if they can find the initiations and just use the chain stuns to their advantage. Because if you just wait till EG get later items here, particularly Manta, 3rd item on Anthony,
he's got moves. Force Staff, Hurricane. And he gets, oh, that was so close. The coil is going to snap on the IO, but imagine if they caught the AM there instead.
Smile looking for something. He's committing a lot of resources for this.
He is, and he's going to be silent too. Now he's going to be crushed. Can they get the bashes in? Oh, yeah. They destroyed DM's game, but in one fight, he might just be back in business. They're going to buy back on Matthew for this?
Can he even get here in time?
I don't know, but
it's a big mana void.
Certainly can. Matthew does arrive in time. Goes for the pulverize. He gets bashed instead. Breaks free from the trees. Starts running himself away. DM's going to chase after him. And will be able to get the kill.
That's a dieback for him. Very early dieback. That'll put him at the bottom of the net worth chart. Just killed the Primal Beast game for sure. Big fight for OG. They found the jumps, and once you just start running you down with those chain stuns, it is brutal. Maybe a little too angsty of a committal there from C Smile. When your IO's dead, you're just going in to kill a clock.
Yeah, that was
a heavy
worth
committal.
The risk.
I also like the Yules from DCM. Just respecting the Orchid, as well as just giving him even more lockdown and chase potential.
Sure.
I mean, hell, you can even dodge Mana Void with this if you're really good.
What?
You can dodge the Mana Void damage.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Is it an instant?
I'm pretty sure it acts like, maybe it is.
What?
No, I think like if you get it on the frame, when the Mana Void hits you before the damage procs in your Yules, you have an iframe.
I don't believe any of this.
I'm starting to doubt this too.
Yeah, I don't believe this for a second.
I mean,
also, it has
though.
a mini stun, so it's like...
Refute it, though.
I think it always... I think most of the time it doesn't all spells work that they do the stun first and then the damage. So if you get hit by it, you're getting stunned, and then you can't take the damage.
You, there's a hidden iframe in there.
You're losing it.
Okay, what it can do, though, is when AM blinks into Mana Void you and Yules,
yeah,
he loses that animation time, right? And then he has to recast it on you. And then when you come down, you have another phase shift, you have another orb.
You hit him with silence, sure. Yeah.
So this is what I meant by that, but it actually got me thinking,
iframe.
Is there an iframe in there? I feel like there is, actually. So I'm going to stick by both ends of that coin.
Okay.
Just so I can be right and wrong at the same time. You know, that's the beautiful thing about Dota. You can always be wrong.
Some people are wrong more often than others.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't have to beat a man while he's down.
You know what the funniest part is? We're gonna finish this cast, and we're gonna get people reporting
messages.
Avery's right. There is an iframe.
Somebody's gonna go test it. Someone's already testing it right now in a lobby.
And I'm gonna.
And what if it works? What if it works?
It's gonna blow my mind if this ends up being.
I'm telling you, there's an iframe in there. I'm convinced. What if he does it in this game? Will you pay me $10,000?
I will pay you $10 if he does.
Well, I'll take that. That's more than I've gotten in a while. Big smoke from EG. Crimson Guard finished for Whisper. Locket finished for Panda. This is a big time to strike in terms of
Taiga
utility.
Was not the kill they wanted.
No, but they'll take it.
If they...
Oh. The thing is, they just want Roche. This might be enough to do it. I mean, Pakaz is really farmed, man. He has Manta, Basher closing on Abyssal. AM is out of control in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
he's outpacing Furion right now.
The lack of lockdown against the puck, AM solves this problem for you.
Yeah, if you get this fast in Abyssal, it's easy cleanup time. Yule's iframe or not.
Because I also think BZM has to show himself to get a good coil for DM to get the damage in the first place.
He's baiting this with the Yules.
Or it only lasts so long, but the Doom lasts a little bit longer. It'll eventually die because make sure of that.
That bait did not go as planned. Trying to reel him in, get the Yules, you get the turnaround with a slaughter jump. But not if you just get doomed.
Reel him in was the last game.
What is wrong with you, actually?
What is wrong with me?
I told you last time, get help. You need help.
Mr. Iframes. Are we going to roach?
That's true. There are iframes in Dota. I'm pretty sure. You're never going to let me live this down, huh?
No.
Well, I don't know if OG are going to live this game 3 down because it's not going their way right now. They got to find a way to turn it around. If you can get to the Lincolns on puck, that's going to be a big boon. But you are very far ways off of that due to the early Yules pickoff, which paid a little dividends, but not a huge amount here. As EG have just continued to farm and out-farm you with Midas, Devour Doom, Battle Fury, Anti-Mage, Abyssal, and level 20 finish for Pakaz. Wow. He is on the line. That is a 6-minute faster Abyssal than average.
Ooh, that's crazy. And I think he's looking at Butterfly next. He's got the Talisman of Evasion already queued up. If he gets that...
You just win the game off that timing.
Oh, yeah. The Furion and the Slardar just stop being threats to you.
Some might even say he overwhelmed that Abyssal timing.
Is that the name of the Abyssal active?
It is. Okay. That pun didn't work because nobody knows. Initiation. Trying to get the chain bash.
Bashes, bashes, bashes. Somebody needs to come save him, and here comes Panda to the rescue. Okay, Pakaz is going to be just fine. Matthew managed to get away as well. Pakaz does manage to find his first victim. It's the Rubik. Panda needs some help. Pakaz, he tries to help him, but no, Panda dies first. He spots Uragi.
No, Panda's out of there.
Target.
That was reload. They got nothing off that.
Oh, he did get out. And they found Uragi too. We tried to go for the TP away after the Sprout. Not going to be able to make it. The Orc could only last so long, but because
I get the
chasing, and he's got that basher. No.
3 seconds for Abyssal, but he says Roche is an easier target.
Roche doesn't run away from you.
I feel like that was the fight OG kind of had to win, in a way, to avoid this crazy timing from the Anti-Mage with Aegis and Butterfly coming out soon. But the damage just wasn't synced on the coil on that AM. The Uragi did not go on it. They were split on targets. Half that team's focusing the IO on the back end. Half of them are going on the AM trying to chain bash him. This is not a lineup that does well when you split that focus because Slardar's AMP is not doing you any favors.
They're going to give the Aegis to C Smile, which after that fight, I'm pretty convinced Pakaz just can't really die. So, and Storm Spirit's the best Aegis user in the game.
You've got to split push this game out and go late if you're OG. You need to get the 4th and 5th item on Puck. You're going to need an MKB plus something else on Furion. It's going to be tough to get there, though, because this is an IO Storm lineup that can easily catch you on the map. Not to mention they have a bunch of very strong lane shovers right now.
Primal Beast, AM, both of them very, very good at it. Storm Spirit with constant mana refills, very fast as well.
We can see Uragi just doesn't know where to show right now. And this is Midas off cooldown for Uragi. There's no creeps there.
It's going to teleport to find some.
Matthew's setting up bottom.
Is he also, did I see that right? He's also going Butterfly.
Yeah, he is. The downside is I don't think his Butterfly is as good as Pakaz's Butterfly in terms of how they can use it and what it's going to mean timings-wise.
Yeah.
Also, because Pakaz's... Oh, Pakaz did not go Butterfly. He went Halberd. Ooh, 1,000 IQ play here.
That's okay. I actually remember seeing this a lot from AMs in the Slardar matchups specifically.
Yeah, this is some kind of old school tech versus these right-click lineups where you just get the earlier evasion item that also gives you the aggressive disarm versus a range carry like Furion. It destroys him. It's a pretty nice timing pickup as well. Might just be able to end the game here in the next 5 to 6 minutes if you're EG. Just getting a single fight into high ground. I don't know if you can deal with AM.
No, I do think that the difference Heaven's Halberd versus Butterfly, it is a little bit more committal for this timing. Would you agree with that? Like, it's not going to scale quite as well?
No. And I think he was having such a good game, he probably could have gone Butterfly anyway.
Sure.
But I don't mind this because they are just routing the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, it fits EG. The way they won game 1 against OG was hit a timing, understand that OG can't fight back, and crush them in that window.
It's just going to buff his HP up. This AM has 3,000 HP, plus the auras behind him, right?
Yeah.
The built-in Sage is pretty nice when Whisper has Crimson and Greaves for you, and he has a second Halberd of his own. Double Halberds up for EG. They're just going high ground. What's your answer here when you have a bunch of right-clickers with Amp that can't get through it? There's no answer. OG are not defending this, choosing to just farm out the map.
Yeah, their entire way to kill the AM is to coil him and beat him down in that period of time, but as he is, he's tanky enough to live through the coil, and then on top of that, they've got double disarms. Man, this is really cool from EG. Great itemization to be able to get this overwhelming advantage right now that results in a one-lane barracks lead. We'll see how much more they can get. Surely the Aegis is still going on for a little bit. Yeah, they still got another 2 minutes of the Aegis, and they're going to use it now. Try and catch Yuragi. DM actually blinking into this one while Yuragi goes out. He's going to get the kill on Panda eventually, surely, right? Tether, hookshot misses.
He's out.
He's away. Oh, OG. I mean, that was already split decision making, but you don't even get the one kill you committed your core for.
They got him on the other side. EZM cleans him up on the reload.
Yeah, I guess he did, yeah.
So that works out. Again, still just no clean team fight from OG as Matthew catches Yuragi on a rune. And I think Yuragi's lucky that Io brought the Storm and not the AM with Abyssal, because then you're not even getting out of that jump.
Oh, he spotted him.
Glimpsed for a second, but...
Oh, see smile.
Fogged himself.
Yeah.
The iframe. The fog frame. There's a term for you.
The F frame.
Prakash is going Scotty. This is a tanky anti-mage right here.
Ooh. Also, he's getting these items so damn quickly.
Yeah, he is out of control.
Oh, and Mindbreaker is just the cherry on top. Now when he blinks on somebody, they're silenced for a bit. And then he can Abyssal Blade.
You're just going high ground here. I don't think you care about Roshan's in this game. You still have Aegis. It's about to time out in 30. But again, I don't think you care about Aegis timers when you're just hitting a massive net worth timing on these heroes. I don't think OG have the damage to kill AM. Through all of the heal, they have to go on the Io, but the Io has Ghost Scepter, Locket, Double Bracer, Cloak of Flames.
Oh, Tiger trying to sneak up the side, but Kaz finds him immediately.
This EG team looks so good when they play these climbing push lineups. Oh, man. They're brutal.
The game's just going to end without that Linken's.
They're just never going to get to it.
Got another curry. He's hitting the tier 4s while they're going for this kill.
I mean, what is there to stop him? Are you outright clicking this man? You have a Silver Edge to break him.
Going for the IO, but he gets the Ghost Scepter off first.
There's the coil.
After the 3 of them.
Halberd.
Another Heaven's Halberd. The Cogs pushback.
Nice
Beautiful stuff from Chu. Actually breaks 2 of them. The Doom might actually fall from this when he uses the Hurricane to be able to push himself a little bit farther, while Bakaz goes to work on the back line. Yuragi's already dead. Now he targets DM, cuts through his mana, bashes him up once or twice, and gets the beyond godlike double kill. Make it a triple. Ultra, perhaps? No, they're going to GG out first as Taiga runs down the mid lane. EG, excuse me, EG